Hey everyone.
Okay, let's start that.
Everybody's at the record hop, rockin' at the record hop. With the man rockin' at the record hop, baby, baby, rockin' at the record hop. With the man rockin' at the record hop. With the baby, rollin' at the record hop, rockin' and rollin'.
Hey everyone, this is Kenna.
Hello, welcome back to Through the Funnel. How are you guys doing today? Excited for some beers and some marketing tips? We are stoked and ready to get started with our new guests today.
And because our guest is gluten-free, we have Ghostfish Brewing Company.
Wow, but not local.
It's not local, but
No, they're from Seattle. It's all right. And we don't have a good relationship with the Seahawks, but it's whatever. We still rooted for the Broncos that day.
It's actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
No.
Yeah, people, you know.
Oh, it's a little bit.
People don't realize there's some good gluten-free beers out there. I'm telling you though, if you're local, Holla Daily is the place to go.
Holla Daily.
Try some gluten-free beer. I've taken a bunch of my friends who are like big beer advocates down there, and they love it.
And it's gluten-free stuff?
Yeah, it's all 100% gluten-free.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. So for everyone who's wondering, this is Connor Dube. Dube, like what we smoke in Colorado here. So he is the host of the podcast Mile High Mentors, and you are the marketing and salesperson for Active Blogs, correct?
Yep, marketing sales director, partner of the company. Yeah.
Nice. So what am I missing? Will you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I mean, started Mile High Mentors 2.5 years ago now. We're the top leadership in business podcasts in the state of Colorado. We interview all the top local entrepreneurs, CEOs, influencers, speakers, authors, subject matter experts that I'm interested in. And when I left college, earning my marketing degree at Metro State University, I was either going to do one of two things. I was either going to go straight into entrepreneurship because it was something that I realized I couldn't work for people, or my dad had this marketing agency that was already around for 15 years at this point in time. So it's just organic for me to kind of partner up with him in that, and been working to build up that business over the last couple of years.
Nice. So what else do you have?
Of course, I cut right as you take a sip.
I know. So what else do you have going on besides Active Blogs? What's in the mix?
Well, I'm pretty focused on those two things. I've some projects in the background that I work on. I do some stuff with the local university. Metro State University of Denver uses my curriculum that I created for them in social selling, so I collaborate locally with them pretty regularly. I do a mentorship program there, so I help mentor some of the marketing students going through the courses there. Speak, I do a lot of speaking, spoken at conferences, get interviewed on a lot of podcasts, which thank you guys for having me down, by the way.
We're super stoked.
Great. I'm glad you're doing this. Always happy to encourage people to get into podcasting because it's a great medium. It's a great vehicle to communicate with people.
Yeah.
So besides that, I mean, the two businesses, Mile High Mentors and Active Blogs, those are my two key, focuses. We're going to put a 2-day conference on towards the tail end of this year, early next year. We're still kind of solidifying the dates, and that'll be local here. One of the only conferences that's completely locally ran, locally operated, local speakers, local vendors, 100% Colorado local.
And so what is the conference going to be about?
It's going to be called Life by Design, and it's Mile High Mentors Life by Design, how students, entrepreneurs, professionals of the 21st century can create a life by their own design. Have an abundance of health, your wealth, and strong relationships.
So it's like a pyramid, right? It's like 3 points that need to be addressed in order for you to like perform at your highest level as you can be.
Yeah, I'm actually writing an article on this right now. Is like the professional 2.0. You know, our generation is much different from our parents, from baby boomers, and how a lot of those professionals have been over the years is like work, 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 die, and sometimes work yourself until you die. And I think our new generation is much more focused on health first, peace of mind first.
Traveling.
We put traveling first. We put our well-being before we put our professional careers, which is actually why you see a lot of young people excelling aggressively because that works. That works better than just grinding yourself to death.
I mean, our generation travels 4 times more than our parents.
Yeah.
So that gives us, it's
Definitely.
unbelievable.
And we have the ability to now. We have access to,
cheap tickets
a lot
online.
more ways to do it.
There's so many different ways, and that's going to be probably another subject for this podcast. If it's not there on the description below, it's going to be in the future about GlowMad and how you can make money while you travel. So stay tuned. If you see that on the description, just click on that because it's going to be a super interesting topic. So, are you from here? Are you from Colorado?
I'm from Fort Collins originally.
Nice.
Yeah, traveled all over the world. I lived a bit for a very short stint. I've traveled quite a bit, but Colorado's home. It's hard to find a place that has as much to do as Colorado. Plus, it's just great. We have one of the fastest growing tech startup ecosystems in the country right now. So what I've been doing over the past couple years is just really positioning myself as a kind of a pioneer in media in here in the state of Colorado, so that 10 years from now, there's a lot of different things that we can do with that attention and that awareness.
Exactly, not just here in Colorado, but anywhere else. You mentioned that you were traveling around the world. Like for me, traveling opened my eyes to market opportunities. I have a marketing degree, and then I went to India, I went to Vietnam. And realize that the business models and the structure of the business is completely different.
Yeah, well, you guys just got back from Brazil. How do you feel after traveling to Brazil? That was your first time out of the country, right?
You can see them.
You feel your mind is open.
You
feel your eyes are open. You're expanded.
And Henrique from Portugal. I'm sorry, from Brazil. Speaks Portuguese.
Yeah.
But so traveling gives you this like different approach, right? When you come back and you start doing business, like after you travel, it gives you like this, to me at least, this different mindset. There's something about traveling.
It's a reset. It's total reset.
Yeah, it just makes you see the things.
Allows you to see things in different angles, more creativity. Like whenever I find myself traveling, when I get back, I'm more creative.
Yes.
But also there is at times where it's so attractive for people because of the Instagram era that we live in, Facebook, social media, is you see your peers traveling, but
you
also
feel miserable, kind of, right?
Well, yeah, but also
here
shit, guys. There's a time and place you got to put the work in order to get yourself to have that freedom. I think at some point in time we want it too early, and so you got to put those days in where you're grounded. You're in a set location and working.
That's correct. That's correct. Totally agree.
And that's, why we started this podcast, is so we can work while enjoying a nice beer.
Exactly.
But actually, when I met Connor, I met him at a networking event, and he was sort of the LinkedIn guy. So that's how I considered him when I first met him. He's a LinkedIn guy of Denver. I also watched him speak at what was that? It was like a social media.
That was Social Media Day Denver.
Yeah. He spoke at Social Media Day Denver.
That was at Metro State University.
And you were speaking about LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I was talking about social selling, which is really where is that your phone going off on your own podcast? Come on, guys, get it together. Yeah, so I'm fascinated by kind of this era. Like my big premise, like the thing that kind of perturbs a lot of other marketers is my big premise in that like marketing hasn't changed in the last 100 years. Marketing is all exactly the same. Okay, so it doesn't matter like the thing that's it doesn't matter if you're a caveman doing drawings on the wall or you're running a sophisticated digital campaign, marketing's the same as it's been for the last 100 years, thousands of years. The thing that's changed is buyers, how buyers have changed, their habits.
What do you think
have
about the
changed.
methods of, implementing this marketing strategies? I think marketing has changed a lot within, the past 10 years.
It hasn't, though. Because at the end of the day, what is marketing about?
Yeah, it's about, getting
Two
the
things.
word out,
It's about reaching the
Yeah.
right people and consistently staying in front of them. That's it. And that's the same premise that's been around for the past 100 years, thousands of years. Doesn't matter if it's a billboard, doesn't matter if it's mobile marketing, it's all been the same. But here's the thing, my premise is the buyers changed. So more human connection, right? Especially the world that I live in, the clients that I serve, most of them sell products and services that are $50K, $100K, multi-million dollar deals, or really big deals. And the way you do those is in a much more personalized way. And that's kind of where social selling comes from. And so that's where I've been really a huge advocate of social selling. LinkedIn, in my opinion, is the top most underutilized platform that exists today, even though it's been around longer than Twitter. Facebook was created about the same time as MySpace, believe it or not. People
LinkedIn?
don't realize that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
17 years old. This platform is 17 years old. Microsoft just bought it a couple years ago for, a few $1 billion. There's a reason for that. It's because it's a platform for professionals, for high-level people. It's where the money is. It's where the opportunity is. And it's where you have the ability to get the most amount of reach without the with the least amount of spend. If I were doing paid ads and stuff like that.
It's a virtual network platform for all of you. Or for some of you, actually, because it'll be weird if you didn't know what LinkedIn was. But for some of you,
I've met people who are like, "What's LinkedIn?"
Exactly.
I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah, it's just a networking platform when you can meet professionals, kind of like Facebook, but you upload. You can, it's turning into Facebook a little bit, for this.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And the organic reach there, and I just shared a post. Everyone, you're a marketing podcast. Everyone in marketing knows Gary Vaynerchuk. He's now finally talking about LinkedIn. Like the same shit I've been talking about for the last 5 years. He's finally starting to catch on to it. The organic there is where Facebook was a number of years ago. And then, everyone saw a big drop there. So eventually it'll do the same thing, but it's a land grab right now.
Yeah, I know on LinkedIn I'm always getting those messages, right? So I'll have a lot of financial advisors message me. And a lot of people just don't do their research, is what I've noticed when people are trying
There's
to
a
sell
lot
me
of
something.
really bad practices in every category.
Yeah.
Okay. In-person networking. How you do networking events here in Denver?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do
We're
networking
actually talking
I know you
about
do
that.
networking events here in Denver. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that asshole that runs up to you and throws their business card in your face within 5 minutes of meeting.
Yeah, and some people really don't know that in order to make an impression or lead or have an experience that leads towards a meeting or whatever it is. I was telling Kenna earlier, if you want to partner up with someone or sell something, this person has to see you for at least 3 times, I think. And if you're networking, it's expensive. You have to put time into it. So LinkedIn,
more.
Or
Stats
more.
are more.
Yeah.
It's 8 to 12 touches to get someone to engage with you.
Yeah.
And then 20 plus touches to get someone to buy from you.
Exactly.
And then even more than that.
Even more than that. So
that's why I say marketing hasn't changed, guys. The buyer's changed. We've got the attention span of a goldfish now. And so you have to show up more, but also you have to reach people. If without those two things, doesn't matter if it's SEO, you do SEO, right?
SEO,
and video.
correct. Video
doesn't
marketing.
matter if it's video marketing. Doesn't matter if it's email. Doesn't matter if it's flyers. Okay, if you can't reach the right people, then you can't do more business.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. They were saying, how do you reach the right people? Networking is one of them. I see it it's hard because, as I said, it's expensive, it's time consuming. The second one, or actually the most feasible one that I see, it's content creation. If you're creating content for platforms such as LinkedIn, the kind of stuff that we're doing right now, which is a podcast where we have, great people to come here and give us their secret sauce, and we can share that with our specific tribe that we're trying to help. That's how we create value. And if you create those pieces of content regularly and you try to help as many people as possible, 20, 50 pieces of content, that person's going to come back to you and it's going to, make a connection for whatever, any source of purpose. Even if they say, hey, hi, I'm just saying hi, and just want to let you know that I listen to your podcast regularly. Thank you for all the help. Like, to us, that's changing the game.
Definitely.
And isn't that what Active Blogs does? Don't you guys do a lot of content creation?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem with a lot of the industries we serve is they are not sexy by nature. Like, we serve the brands behind the brands. So you think of a brand, you think of like, I don't know, Nike, for example, right? It's like a cool brand. We serve the brands that like work with, like, serve those brands, whether it's like IT, consulting, telecom, biotechnology, anything that's really kind of complex by nature. And the problem is there's a lot of educating that has to go behind those sales and behind the marketing for those types of sales. And it's very long sales cycles. I mean, we have clients that you start talking to a prospect and you don't close a deal for 3 years down the road, and you're working with that account for 3 years. So content is crucially important for them to be able to stay in front of those people, because the stats show, as a buyer, like, if I can get in front of you, provide you with value and resources, and continue to do that throughout the sales cycles, I'm 70, I think it's around 70 to 75% more likely to get the business, to win the deal.
Yeah, if you over deliver, I mean, if the client is satisfied, here at Postas, that's one of our core values. Over delivering, it's something that we always look into. If a client hires us to make a video for them to help with his online presence, we make sure we do some sort of free audit. We call it lead magnets.
Yeah.
Some kind of free audit or some free.
And that takes many different forms.
Yeah.
And the value of hiring someone like you is, no matter what business you're in, even if you're a marketing person, it is very easy to get close to what you do, which makes that very, very difficult to communicate with other people and to like market that. Even if you're great, even if you're an expert, like I'm a marketing expert, right? But I can still be very close to my own shit, which means like there's value in hiring outside forces to be able to pull that from your head and communicate it.
Totally agree.
So
how are we doing over there with the audio recording?
I think it's good, but I have a question for you. To get back towards...
I remember my early days podcasting.
Yeah.
It's like, is that working? Is that running? Is that actually operating? Is that streaming? Like, so much shit to worry about.
It is right now. Yeah,
you guys are doing great.
We're at a point right now. I was talking to Ken about this earlier as well. We're like the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
We're doing
everything
internally right now, but we're.
That's how it starts.
That's
keep
exactly
doing
how
it,
it
and
starts.
it's going to compound on itself, keep building on itself, and it's like the snowball effect.
Kenna's building her own company. Go ahead. Ken.
Oh, it's like Atomic Habits. Have you read that book yet?
Oh, what?
Atomic Habits.
No.
Oh, it's really good. It basically talks about the compounding effect.
Yeah.
You keep doing things, and like it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna
you can do 0.1% better every day. That builds on itself. That compounds on itself. Right?
As I said, we're doing everything on our own right now. Kenna has her own business. I'm going to start my own business, one of these days. Ken and I are working together on Postdesk. But we're talking about the ultimate goal, of having a business is to let the business run on its own at some point. Right now we're a jack of all trades doing everything internally. It's going to be a point where you're going to have people do these internal,
you have to. Otherwise, things. You don't have a business.
Otherwise, you're not going to grow.
Right? Otherwise, this is why entrepreneurship is so fucked up. People go into entrepreneurship, but what they do is they end up creating a job for themselves. They might as well just stayed working in a job. So if you don't have those things in place, you don't have a business. You have a job. You just created a job for yourself.
And our goals right now, they're very similar to mine and Kenna's. But pretty much, to have the business, running on its own. That means you don't touch the money. You don't make decisions. You're just pretty much like your role. My goal is for the role for me and my company would be to become like innovation director. I'm just part of the council, or what is it called?
It's like are you talking about, well, I don't
like
know
like a group of people, like a board of directors kind of thing. Yeah. And pretty much I'm just there to just pitching innovation.
Yeah.
And just that's it. So that's the goal. That's another
I just
topic
realized
for
you guys
another
have headphones
podcast.
and I don't.
Oh,
I feel left out.
Gonna have you here through the funnel one of these days. But that is super interesting too. You know, what should be the goal?
Surface Pros don't have aux ports.
I can't believe I just picked that up.
I know.
I'm like, wait, you were wearing headphones this whole time. What am I missing?
It'd be like that sometimes. But okay, so let's get back to the topic. So you're the LinkedIn guy, the LinkedIn lead guy. Because a lot of people today, like, you have different avenues to target these people, right? So the buyers are different. The buyers are on social media now, places like LinkedIn. What is the best way? And you do B2B, correct? Mm-hmm. So how have you found to reach these people the best? Like, what do you do?
Reach what people in particular?
Prospects.
My prospects or my clients' prospects?
Let's say your client's.
Let's say your client's prospect.
My client's prospect.
Yes, like you run your own company.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I was somebody who knows nothing about LinkedIn or how to make a connection with, a meaningful person that can change the game in my industry or whatever it is that I'm doing, how do I approach that person online through LinkedIn?
Yeah. Well, there's a number of different ways. I mean, when I am working with a client, I don't say LinkedIn is the end all be all. I still recommend to my clients, use cold calling, use email, use networking, use mailing, use traditional mail. That still works. LinkedIn is there to provide an extra tool in the tool belt for additional touch points. So here's the beautiful thing about LinkedIn is if I'm using Facebook, if I'm using Instagram, if I'm using Twitter, if I'm using YouTube, if I'm using, what else? Snapchat, if I'm using TikTok, okay. The difference with LinkedIn is for $79 a month, you can upgrade your account to a product called Sales Navigator, okay? So without paid ads on any other platform, which is if I want to reach people in a targeted manner on any other platform, I got to do paid ads with scale. Right. Or on LinkedIn, I can use Sales Navigator and directly one-to-one access every single user on the platform with with no filters, okay? So if I say I want to target the CEO of Ghostfish, brewery, then I can literally go find that person and target them through Sales Navigator for $79 a month, for pennies on the dollar. So the way I take my clients and the way we help our clients with this is, first off, in B2B sales, any B2B sale is you're not selling to just one person. You're selling to groups of people when you're selling B2B. So there's generally, let's say you sell to CEOs. Well, the CEO isn't the only damn decision maker in a company. There's a vice president, there's a CFO, there's a CTO, there's a marketing director, there's a business development director. Every company is set up differently. But my point is, on any B2B sale, there's 6.87 decision makers and influencers, okay? So the key to success with LinkedIn is being able to hit those direct decision makers, but also influencers to the decision makers. That's the approach we help our clients with, is what's called basically omnipresence and socially surrounding an account. So if I'm looking at, targeting a specific account, I can get my foot in the door with not just one person. That's the beauty of it. And I can do it just with Sales Navigator organically. Now, the mistake most people make when it comes to LinkedIn is they do what you're talking about, and why most people have a distaste for the platform is they go in there and they send a shitty, spammy, 2-paragraph long sales message about why they're so great and what they do. That you're copy-pasting
to every single person that
right?
comes.
People don't care.
Yeah.
So this is where I come in, is we have to think of this as if I met you in person, okay? LinkedIn is just simply the world's largest trade show, the world's largest B2B
networking
event.
Yeah.
It's
eventually constantly available 24/7.
Exactly, 24/7, 365 with unfiltered access to everybody. Eventually, we're going to be doing this in virtual reality. There's no question about that. And so in virtual reality, you'll be able to see me smile, see my voice, see my figure, see my personality. Yeah, exactly. But with LinkedIn, it's just a very, very rudimentary version of that. So, there's some really humanized approaches that you can take there. For example, video, okay? In any platform gives you the ability to do this, but sending a video pitch to your prospect instead of a text, sending audio messages. So I can literally cold call a person on LinkedIn. But the difference when I cold call somebody on LinkedIn is my profile's attached to it, my company's attached to it, my content's attached to it.
They can hear the message whenever they want.
Resources, they can listen to it as many times as they want. Doesn't get lost in their inbox, doesn't get lost in their spam folder, doesn't get lost in all the other phone calls that they're getting hit, and it's much more humanized that way. So those are just one of a number of different really powerful ways that you can more effectively reach people and get multi-million dollar deals.
This gives me a really good idea, creating video sales pitch to prospect clients through LinkedIn. Send, 20 to 50 customized, videos per week, and then you can talk to people directly, when people click on their
I can do more
message,
doing that,
right?
And then cold calling 100 people.
Or doing cold leads, going personally to those businesses whenever, you don't even know if they're going to be busy at that point. We did it, when we were barely starting the company. The first clients that we would get were, door to door. We would go out there and just...
And it still works. But if I knock on your door and you're not there to answer...
It is time
or you're
consuming
busy,
too,
then I'm going to use LinkedIn as another way to add a touch point.
And it might not be the right moment either. Let's say the
Timing,
business owner's there. You don't know what their schedule
money,
is like.
Opportunity, all those things have to align. People get distraught because their prospects or buyers don't hit them up right away. But it's dude, people are busy. You got to get in front of someone 10, 15, 20 times. I have people who I'm hitting up from years ago that, still haven't responded to me.
So how do you do that? Do you keep a database somewhere or of, prospect clients, people that you've been hitting up?
Well, here's the other beauty of LinkedIn,
how do you
guys, is Sales Navigator has a built-in CRM.
Okay.
So I can tag, I can save searches, I can preserve audiences in there. There's a lot of different things that I can do to basically keep it focused rather than just spray and pray. Everybody out there.
This one's to our listeners. Do you want to know more about CRM? Let us know in the comment section below or send us an email at inbox@postusmarketing.com and we can totally talk about that in one of our podcasts.
So I have a question. Do you know what the conversion rate is for LinkedIn if you're looking at text compared to video?
The conversion rate in terms of someone responding?
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it would literally be impossible to measure. Here's why. Because how do you measure if I send a video to somebody and then they're seeing posts of mine and it's 6 months down the road and they decide to reach out and buy from me, which happens all the time, okay? How do you measure the conversion rate of that? And also, every product's different, every business is different. So if I say the conversion rate's 20%, it's just a made-up number. This is why people are frustrated with marketers because they throw around numbers here's what your conversion rate's going to be. It's dude, it's bullshit. You don't know until you get started on something.
Right. Here's what I would do. I would try to, send these content out to a specific tribe or niche market, and then I would follow each response and statistically, do my research and see how many people I'm converting. What do you think? Can I do that?
Yeah, you can measure it.
Right.
Absolutely. We have clients whose conversion rate is anywhere from 10% of the people that they hit to 3%. But if my market's the Fortune 500 companies out there or the Fortune 5,000 companies, very different measurements. Yeah. You can measure both at 20% and you're still measuring two totally different things.
I see.
There's no apples to apples comparison there.
Yeah. I know a lot of the time when you're sending out, say, a cold email, right? And it's customized versus you're just throwing out these non-customized emails.
Yeah.
They actually tend to have about the same conversion rate because at one you're sending out quantity on quantity on quantity.
Yeah.
And you're getting the same about conversion rate if you were sending out this many customized.
Yeah.
So I guess what you're doing would be a little bit more customized, correct? But I think that is definitely a more...
It takes much more work to do it. Now, there's you can do paid ads on LinkedIn, but I just posted a video about this the other day. It's the targeting is not near what organic is through Sales Navigator, not even close. They're not even comparable. The cost is way ridiculous, and the consistency isn't there. And these types of sales require monstrous amounts of consistency. which is what has kept our business around for 20 years now, is consistency, is the need for our clients to need a regularly scheduled stream of content that's highlighting their expertise, highlighting their thought leadership, not just them sharing a bunch of industry junk that people don't care about,
Yeah. So what's going to happen here, and we did this the first episode and the second episode, but we do this thing, Connor, where we basically ask intro to marketing questions, because surprisingly, like we all went to school and nobody uses anything you learned in school for marketing.
We didn't all go to school.
Oh, so, sorry. We didn't all go to school.
No, I went to school.
Okay.
We all went to.
We all went to school.
We all have degrees here. Question of the day: Do you
Okay.
need a bachelor's degree in order to succeed in marketing?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No way.
What do you guys think over there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How about you, Kenna?
I'm going to say absolutely not.
I would say absolutely not. So,
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Well, here's the deal.
5 out of 5. And we
I
have business degrees in this room.
I have my marketing degree.
Same.
Right? Which I don't even know where the fuck my degree is. It's probably in the bottom of my closet somewhere underneath some dirty boxers. Like, I don't know, because I don't really care about it too much. But here's the thing is, if you're going to school, know you're going to school for the connections. If you're going to school, get the information.
Exactly.
The information's out there.
Yeah, the information's out
So
there.
when I was earning my degree, I was managing marketing departments. I was doing door-to-door sales. I was running a marketing department, training 25 salespeople, some of them 3 times my age. I helped grow that from $4 to $11.8 million in a year and a half. They don't teach you that shit in school.
Right.
So no, absolutely not. But there's value in it, but you have to understand what the value in it is. It's not the education.
Exactly.
I guarantee that.
Exactly. If you have an end goal and you're going to school because your degree is going to help you with that end goal, I would highly recommend going to school. For me, for example, personally, my parents made me get a degree, and they paid for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Your parents are immigrants?
Yeah.
That's very common.
Mm-hmm.
It's very common.
They paid for it because they want,
Yeah.
they want me to be in this position where they're like, oh, this guy has a degree, he knows what he's talking about. You know? But I honestly, with everything that I've been doing and all the money that I've been making, I just feel like I could have done it without it.
Definitely.
Without a degree.
However, I would be probably 10, 15 times ahead of where I am right now if I didn't spend my years in college.
Wow, that's a very big claim. I think every person's different. We're not trying to encourage you here to not go to school, but I would say going to school, it really, really helped me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can understand. I can talk, supply chain management and sustainability, and I can, talk statistics and that kind of stuff. So it's really, really helpful. But if you're just going to focus on one thing and making money and make most out of life and be your own boss, and that's who you want to be, then just really think about that.
And some people can
really
do that.
Think about going to school.
You know what I mean? Some people can. There are jobs you need to go to school. Like, if you're going to be an engineer, if you're going to be a doctor,
exactly.
You got to go to school for that
Exactly.
kind of stuff.
Not all of us are on the same boat.
Me personally, if you're interested, in sales, marketing, business development, entrepreneurship, there's value in school, and there's things that you can take away from that, but It's not a necessity by any means whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, I have friends that are like, oh, Connor, I want to do this, but I don't have a degree. I'm like, what do you need a degree for? Go find someone who's doing it. Yeah. This is the whole premise behind Mile High Mentors. Find someone who's doing it. If you want to be the best rock salesperson in the world, go find someone who's the best rock salesperson and observe them, learn from them. You're doing that right now with Daniel. And you're doing a great job, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm super proud of you. Like, you're doing what people need to do, is eating shit and working for other people and learning. You're learning more from him than you probably have through your degree that you.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. There's so many like getting into the whole SEO world. Like, I started off learning, Google My Business, understanding engagement rate, understanding, simple things, like when people stay on a website, you want people to stay on the website longer, but there's so many, intricacies that...
Marketing is deep.
It's so deep.
It goes very, very deep. There's so many topics.
I thought I would get, a marketing degree and know everything. And then I graduated from college and I started seeing SEO, and I was like, I never took a class on SEO.
Yeah.
During my 4 years in college, I have no idea what SEO is.
For that reason, that's why I went back to the university, here locally. I mean, this is every university. I said, hey guys, I've been in the real world doing this, and you guys are missing all of these pieces. And they are now adding curriculum from feedback from local, people like me who are like, guys, if you don't innovate and catch up on this, you're going to die.
Exactly. Yeah, if your program stays like this in your university for 10 years and you don't innovate,
dude, I bought $60 marketing courses that have taught me more than I have.
And there's stuff like masterclass.com. We're not sponsored or anything, but there's online. You said it. The information.
But if you want to get after us, masterclass.com.
Yeah, I want to get sponsored. How do we get sponsored on this show? We drink local Colorado beer, and this episode, we're gonna be tasting some Odell Brewing Company.
So actually, there is something we're gonna do right now, and what happens like in the first episode. Actually, that was the second episode with Daniel Lynch, where we just got really drunk, honestly, but. But that's fine. We keep it light here at Through the Funnel. So
we're ourselves.
What's
going
to happen
podcast.
Is I'm going to ask Connor and I'm going to ask Andres a question, and the first person to answer it, the other person
do you have a
has
buzzer,
to do a beer
or
bomb.
do we raise our hand, or we
you just shout it out loud?
I think you're gonna hit this first.
Hit the table.
Hit the table.
Okay, ready?
So there's like an invisible button in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to drink?
Yeah, he's able to drink.
One beer.
Yeah. Okay. So,
not even a full beer.
Yeah.
A little beer.
So I have to.
I gotta drive these two Rugrats.
Well, Andres, I don't think you're gonna actually get this one right, but we'll see. Okay. So what?
So I can't do the beer chugging, but we'll do the question anyways.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
He can't drink though because he's driving.
What is the name of the LinkedIn sales tool?
Wait, what?
Sales Navigator.
Wait, what was the question? I didn't hear it. Gosh dang it! I was talking to the camera.
Well, dude,
Dang it.
maybe.
Well, I have to drink. So what's the question?
It was what is the name of the LinkedIn?
He's like, oh darn
sales,
it.
I
guess I gotta drink.
Excel.
No, it was Sales Navigator. So
Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
So
See, I don't know LinkedIn that well. I do have my profile there. Most people listening have their profile, but you need to learn. I need to learn how to start, targeting these prospect clients so I can get more money and
Guys,
can
that's
buy
what
more
I'm here
beer.
for.
I'm newer to LinkedIn as well, and honestly,
I've shown you some of the stuff that's just the
let's try
surface
this
of everything.
I really like LinkedIn.
Let's do
it's the same thing with
that one
because it does have
that
a high.
beer.
Yeah, you have to chug this.
Let's do the Colorado one. What do you think? Let's do Colorado beer instead.
Yeah, do the Colorado beer.
Yeah, because that's from Seattle. Sorry, we're just trying to get sponsored by local beer, local breweries.
It's because you like this.
Gosh dang it! That is
I had to
kill
win
me.
because
it's a lot of foam, but that's okay.
That's a lot of foam.
Andres
Guys
is
are
a man.
Not fun. Foam.
I hope anyone on Facebook right now or
Yeah,
watching
but I've
this
never
after
done
the
this
fact, I hope
before.
you're
This
just,
is
getting a kick
way
out of
too
this.
much. Gosh dang it!
Everyone's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know myself."
So this is the beer that's in Through the Funnel.
Yeah, literally Through the Funnel. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that's.
So say the answer again. What's the tool?
Sales Navigator.
It's Sales Navigator.
And
Yeah,
what
it's
is
a
Sales
tool.
Navigator for somebody who doesn't know?
Yeah.
No, Connor, what's Sales Navigator
What?
for someone that doesn't know?
What?
Okay.
Oh.
I'm getting.
Oh, trying to get him in camera? Oh, you guys are doing a good job.
Connor,
Sorry, for those of you that are listening, I did bring my little sister and boyfriend along because bringing them to the airport.
They're
and
little
all
production assistants right now. So.
And her boyfriend, not my boyfriend. No.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. I'm going to describe it to our listeners. Andres is doing a good job, but he's pretty slow.
You want to
We
jump
don't-
on this?
Oh, wait, no, there it goes. It just went through the funnel.
Wow.
Impressive.
Oh my god. Ah man, if I only heard that question and I was on talking to the camera, Kenna would be drinking that. Well, not really because I didn't know the answer, but that was fun. Let's not do it again.
Okay, so Connor, will you give us a little bit more information about?
Is he hurt right now? You okay, bud?
I think this is probably like the third or the fourth, but will you give some more information about the company you work for and how to get in touch with you?
Yeah.
And all of that jazz.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can. I mean, I'm on every social media platform. So if you prefer Instagram or Facebook, you just find me at Connor Dube, ConnorDube. Our website's activeblogs.com.
You have a different website, right? Do you have another website, do you? Besides Active?
No.
No?
Yeah. Yeah, you can check out the Mile High Mentors podcast.
Oh, that was a... Is
That's
that
on
a... That's a
iTunes,
Facebook
iHeartRadio,
page. That's the Facebook
Spreaker.
page.
Yeah, we don't use our Facebook page too much, but you can find us there. We use our Instagram page probably a little more, but Mile High Mentors, we're on all the top podcast platforms, everywhere you like to listen. Spotify is my favorite, personally.
Spotify.
Spotify's...
You can find us on Spotify, too?
Spotify, perfect. And, activeblogs.com, Connor Dube. You guys find me there. If you guys need help with anything, LinkedIn related, we have a great free resource that I'll plug. I don't generally give it away on podcasts, but if you guys would like me to share it, then I can. We have a free training. It's at activeblogs.com/webinar. It's called the Missing Links to LinkedIn Success. So it's a really good kind of high-level crash course on what you need for social selling on LinkedIn.
Perfect. That's great. That's great info.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming on, Connor.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Do you have fun?
Appreciate it.
Oh, man. I feel like there's so much to go through when it comes to, LinkedIn. Just LinkedIn, there's just so much to go through. And it's just very short time that we get here. But we really do appreciate you having here.
Anytime, guys.
Guarantee it's not going to be the last time that you're here. So
happy to do it again.
We'll definitely let you know when we have
I'll make someone else drive next time.
Where you can talk to people. What was that?
I'll make someone else drive next time. I'll intentionally lose the question.
We'll make sure we get gluten-free alcohol.
So I'll get my funnel opportunity.
Yeah, from Colorado too. So.
Wait, so am I not a real funnel master if I didn't?
Yeah, you didn't go through the funnel.
So I'm not a real good funnel marketer now. Not a real marketer.
No, you did great
until you've gone through the funnel.
Yeah, you're at the top of the funnel right now.
Yeah. Can you do tequila through the funnel? That's something I'd be about.
Oh my god, tequila through the funnel.
Dude, aren't you from Mexico?
Oh yeah, we have tequila over there.
Yeah, we're gonna be
always have tequila at home.
All right.
Some days I don't have milk in the fridge, but I always have tequila. Seriously.
I don't think those two are interchangeable. Just saying.
I know, but you got to prioritize,